Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Taylor, and welcome to Developing and Deploying Volunteers in Worship Ministry. 5 keys to turn your team into a dream team. Over the next several sessions, I'm going to share practical strategies to help you develop your worship volunteers and build a sustainable ministry team. Before we dive in, though, preparing for this video series brought to mind something that I experienced not too long ago. I was away from home speaking at a conference when I got a call from my wife that our youngest had come down with pneumonia, and they were considering whether or not she needed to be hospitalized. Now, you can imagine as a dad what that felt like. I mean, I was a few hours away by plane, and there was literally nothing that I could do. I praise God that she made it through that with no long-term lasting effects, but that moment brought back some strong emotions for me. You see, she's 12 now, but when she was born, there were some complications and she ended up being delivered by emergency C-section at just 29 and a half weeks. We spent several weeks with her in the NICU, and I remember the day that she finally got discharged to come home. We packed her up with her monitors, medicine, and a binder full of instructions. It was quite an ordeal. But I remember when we got her home, there was an overwhelming sense for my wife and I of like, wow, she's ours. And at the same time, there was this overwhelming sense of like, she's ours. Like, do we have what it takes to be able to handle this incredible but extraordinarily complex gift of life? I feel like leaders in ministry can have that same feeling going on. We get handed this team, all of these positions in planning center, and a service that comes every week, and we're excited. There's this sense of joy, like, wow, this is ours. And at the same time, we have that feeling that maybe feels a little bit more like dread, like, oof, like this is ours. I think a big reason for that is that the needs of ministry always seem to outpace our natural resources. A simpler way to say it is if you try to pay for everything, eventually you're going to hit your limit. And can I be honest with you? Those resources, that includes you. Doing it all on your own is not a sustainable strategy in ministry. Few things will lead more quickly to burnout than an I can do it all mentality. You need other leaders, and it's your job to identify, equip, and release them to their purpose. So the challenge is knowing how to do that effectively. And that's exactly what we're going to learn together over the next few videos. We're going to break things down into those 5 keys that make it easy for you to remember. Each video is going to dive into one key with personal stories, practical advice, and reflection questions to help you transform your approach to this critical topic. As you listen, I want you to ask yourself, what would my ministry look like if I got to lead with a dream team? Let's get started. I'll see you in our next video.